Okay, children. So now let us study about the temperature measurement. Okay. So actually it is not there in detail for your lesson in your lesson. So in order to find out our body temperature, we are using clinical thermometer. You know that. Okay. So if you go to a doctor, you can observe they used to keep something, a small thermometer they used to keep under your tongue, and they are measuring your body temperature. You can observe it, and on that temperature reading, in order to measure the temperature, in that thermometer you can observe the lower part, you can observe there is a liquid metal is there, that is mercury. So whenever we are keeping those clinical thermometer under our tongue or under in our armpit, when we place, you can observe the liquid metal by absorbing the heat energy, it raises its level. The thermometer level, mercury level in the thermometer will be raised upward little, you can observe it. Okay. So that shows our body temperature. Nowadays you can see in this corona time or COVID-19 time, whenever you go to any particular place, they used to measure your body temperature, and if it is more than 38, they will not allow you to enter inside. In almost all the offices, you can observe government offices, one person is there is sitting in front of the room, and they used to measure your temperature. Okay. So measuring the temperature they are doing it, and in order to find the atmospheric temperature also, we are using temperature thermometer we are using for, in order to find out the room temperature, we are using thermometer. Okay. Again, if you see about the measurement of weight, whenever you go to a shop where if you want to buy something, whenever you are asking something, they used to measure it and give you. Okay. And you can also observe the measurement is correct or not. So whenever they are doing the measurement, there will be two parts. Okay. The measurement, the measured things, whenever we are writing the measured things, we will write it in two parts. One, there is a known number is there, and there is an unknown number is also there. Unknown number we will get only after measurement you will get, and the known part is known as the unit. Suppose when we are measuring the length of the classroom, we got 12 foot. We got 12 foot length, and here that foot length, that is the non-unit only. Okay, foot, we are, that measurement unit is foot length, and that other number we don't know. Only after measuring we will be able to understand. Suppose if you want to get the length of the classroom, we are a non-unit is there, that is the foot length that we are using for measuring it. At the same time, we are getting an unknown part is also there in the measurement. That unknown part, after the measurement we are getting it. So we got 12 foot. So it consists of two parts, and here the foot length, that is the unit, and the other one is the unknown part, which one, 12. And when I measured, I got 12 foot length. When another child measured that, he got 15 foot length, and here the foot length is common, that is a non-unit, whereas the measurement, the other part of the measurement, that is unknown part, and that part is varying from one person to another person. Again, we can say, suppose if you are finding the distance from Puliyamalai to Kattapana, you may get maybe it is 16 kilometer. Okay, and here the kilometer is the known part only. Okay, kilometer is the unit, whereas the other part, suppose we are going by walk, then we may get, if you are considering the foot length, the number will be more, but if you are seeing that in kilometer, we may get it 15 kilometer or 16 kilometer. So here the measurement is having two part, 16 is the number, and that number is the unknown part. Okay, only if we measure only we will be able to get it, whereas the fixed unit is there, that is the kilometer. And if you are the same distance, if we can find in millimeter, again the number will be increasing, you can observe it. And the same distance, if you are measuring in centimeter, then also the number will be different. Okay. So whatever it may be, any measurement when we are taking, it will have two parts. One known part is there or fixed part is there, that is the unit, that is called unit, and the unknown part is there, that is a particular number. Okay, you can observe it. For example, 500 kilometer. Here 500 is the unknown number. Only after measurement we are getting it, and whereas a kilometer is the fixed unit, that unit of measurement. Again, now when we see the measurement of time, you can observe whenever we are when we are observing the when we are seeing the importance of measurement. Suppose if you are going to school, before coming to school you will be in a hurry mode, you will be getting ready for that, and school time starts, maybe our school assembly starts at 9:45. Your target is to reach the school at 9:45, and if you are coming by school bus, they used to maintain that time, and if you are coming by your own arrangement, what you have to do, then also you have to stick on to the time. So you will be worried about the time. So a particular time you have to reach, or if you are going to some other country by using an aeroplane or a flight, time is there, a fixed time is there for the flight. So before that particular time you have to reach the airport, you have to board the plane, otherwise you can't go to your destination. Okay, so in all these cases we are bothered about our time. Again, suppose if you have a particular timetable for studying, father already informed you that you have to set your own timetable for a daily activities. Okay, morning 6 o'clock you have to get up, otherwise 5 o'clock you have to get up, and 5 to 6 the fresh up and all other activities. Then 6 o'clock to 2 hours you have to study, then 8 o'clock onwards your online class, 8 to 9 science, 9 to 10 English, like that. A particular time schedule is there, and for that also you have to measure the time. That means measure the time means you should have an idea about which time a particular activity starts. Accordingly you have to be alert, you have to be ready, so that you can follow the timetable in a proper manner. So here also the importance of measurement of time is very important. So we are depending on different types of measurement in our day to day life while we are buying something from the shop, or when we are buying cloth. For example, if you are nowadays we are all buying clothes from Amazon, Flipkart, there are so many companies are from that you are online shopping you are doing. Whenever we are doing online shopping, you should give the correct measurement, if you should give the correct size. If you are buying a pant, its correct waist size should be given to them, 34, 36, like that. Or if you are buying a shirt, your shoulder size should be given to them, or chest size. If the size, the correct measurement if you are not giving, the cloth which is come to you in online, that will not be fit for you. So for all these situation we are depending on measurement. Okay. Okay children, now we have discussed about different types of measurement. Okay, and these different types of measurement when regarding the length of a classroom or width of your table, or length of a particular piece of garland. So in all these situations we are already dependent on different types of measurement which is non-standard. Okay, and we have already did some activity in activity 10.1 and 10.2 of your lesson also. Some activities were mentioned, you have to read that in your from the textbook, you have to read it thoroughly once. In all these activities we have used the measurement that is not in a standard, we were not getting the proper answer, we were not getting the correct answer. The measurement was varying from one person to another person. Okay, but all this all this measurement should be in a uniform manner, means it will be accepted by all the people in the around the world. Okay, so in order to avoid these confusions, or in order to avoid the inaccuracies in the measurement, scientists all over the world, they decided to make a particular unit of measurement, or standardized unit of measurement. And those standardized unit of measurement, if we follow, it will be same, or it will be uniform all over the world. For example, if you are finding the length of the classroom in our classroom, if we measure the length, if we are using a proper unit, means that measurement will not change from one place to another place. If you are buying 1 kg apple from our country or from Puliyamala, and the same 1 kg if you are buying from Kottayam, there will not be any difference. And the same 1 kg apple if you buy from some other country like America, European countries also, if you buy, that measurement will not be changed. Such a standardized unit, or the unit which are not at all changing irrespective of the place or the person who is taking the measurement, such measurement will not change. Such a measurement is known as standard measurement, we can say. Okay, standardized measurement. And the other case, we have used our body parts to measure the things. There the units or the measurement will always change from one person to another person, and there was confusion regarding the measurement. But in case of, if you are using a standardized unit of measurement, it will not change. Any person can take the measurement, that will be common, or that will be uniform all over the country. So all over the country, the scientists all over the country universally accepted a particular measurement and such a measurement system. Actually, the first measurement system it was introduced in 1790. Okay, 1790. In order to get a standardized unit of measurement, the scientists all adopted a particular system that is called metric system of measurement, that was introduced in 1790. And this metric system of measurement, it was standardized unit only. Okay, it was accepted all over the world, and its latest form only now System International, that is known as SI unit. Okay, the metric systems developed form that is called System International or internationally accepted system of measurement. Okay, internationally accepted system of measurement, that is SI unit. In short form, it is known as SI unit, and its expansion is known as System International or internationally accepted unit of measurement. And this internationally accepted unit of measurement is accepted by the scientists all over the world. So, when we are following this internationally accepted unit of measurement or the SI unit, it will not be changed from one place to another place. It will not be changed even from one country to another country or one person to another person. Whoever the person taking the measurement, in whichever the place we will be able to get a uniform measurement. And such a system of measurement is known as SI unit, you will say. Okay, what are they known as? SI unit. And that SI, there are around 7 basic SI units are there, and out of that 3 basic SI unit you have to study in your level class, and other basic unit you will study in your higher classes. They are mass, length and time. Okay, the basic unit of mass is kilogram, length is meter and time is second. Okay, there are around 7 basic SI units are there, and that other you will study in your higher classes, but minimum 3 that is very important for you. One is length. The length will be measured by using meter. Again, the next one is mass. Mass is measured in terms of kilogram. The next one is time. Time is measured in terms of second. And there are some other subunits are also there. You know that minutes are there. Okay, hours are there. Day is there. Day is also meant for measuring the time only. Okay, 24 day. It's a duration. We can say it's a time period only. 365 days. That is 1 year. Okay. Again, time, when we see about the time. Okay, that is about the time. And if we see about the length, the basic unit that is basic unit that is meter. But we can measure the distance by, again, some units are there. Centimeter is there, millimeter is there, yard is there, foot, the different units are there, but basic unit that is accepted all over the world, that is meter. Okay, if you want to find the measurement of a particular area, the system according to SI unit, that is the basic unit of length is meter, the basic unit of mass is kilogram, the basic unit of time is second, and we can measure time by another units also. We can measure distance by another units. There are different units are there, but the basic units are meter, kilogram and second. Okay, children, now let us see the correct measurement of length. How can we measure the length of a material or a room correctly? That we are going to discuss now. So let us start with the how will you find out, or first of all let us see what is the measurement system. We will see. Okay, suppose if you take a scale and observe, you can observe it. It is having in your scale. Okay, in your scale if you observe, you can observe it will be written starting from, if you see the centimeter side, first of all whenever we are measuring a particular length, you have to confirm, you have to find out the measurement in centimeter or millimeter or inch, that you have to find out at first. Suppose you know that you are having the scale in your classroom or instrument box, scale is there, and if we look at the scale, you can observe it is starting, one end of this scale you can observe it is starting from 0. Okay, you can observe, can you see the scale? Okay, it is starting from one side, it is mentioned there 0 centimeter is there. Okay, that 0 centimeter, centimeter part you have to take and you have to observe it there 0 to 1. 0 to 1, when you see the distance, you can observe in between 0 to 1 there are subdivisions are there, and that each subdivision is 1 millimeter. Okay. First you can observe it is starting from 0 to 1, that is 1 centimeter, and this 1 centimeter is subdivided into again 10, and each subdivision is equal to 1 mm. 1 mm means 1 millimeter, you know that. So like that, if you count that subdivision, you can observe in between 0 to 1, you will observe there will be around 10 subdivisions are there, 10 millimeter. Each subdivision is 1 millimeter, and you can observe it is 10. Okay. And again when you observe from 1 to 2, again 10 subdivisions are there, that is 10 millimeter is there in between. Okay. So 0 to 1, that is 1 centimeter, and in between 0 to 1 you will be able to see there are 10 subdivisions, and each subdivision is 1 millimeter only. Okay. Like that, 0 to 1, 10 subdivisions are there, or 10 millimeter is there. So 10 millimeter makes 1 centimeter. So like that, when you see the measurement scale, you can observe. So this is a long scale, it is of 30 centimeter length. Okay. This scale is of 30 centimeter length. And here you can observe it is starting from 0 to 1, 1, 2, then 3, 4, like that. The end position when you see, you can observe it is 13. And there are some other, it's a half scale also there. It will have generally, that small scale will have 15 centimeter length, and because of it is long scale, you can observe it is of 30 centimeter length. So each centimeter is subdivided into how many divisions? 10 divisions are there, and each division is equal to 1 millimeter. So, so here 0 to 1, that is 10 millimeter, again 1 to 2, that is 20 millimeter. Like that, when you see, you can observe each subdivision, each centimeter is again subdivided into millimeter, you can observe. Okay. And 1 centimeter, suppose if you calculate 100 centimeter, now here it is 1 to 30 is there, and if it is 100 centimeter, that will be equal to 1 meter. You know that 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. Okay. Again, such a 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. You can observe it. Okay. So the smallest subdivision is millimeter, and 10 millimeter makes 1 centimeter, 100 centimeter makes 1 meter, and 1000 meter makes 1 kilometer. So that is the measurement. So when we are using all these different units, in order to measure small distances, we are using millimeter. Again, if it is little more distance is there, we may use centimeter, and if it is more distance is there, we can use meter. And if again very long distance, if you want to measure, we are depending on kilometer. Okay. The subdivisions are millimeter, centimeter, meter. Again, longest distance you are using the measurement, that is kilometer. Suppose if you want to mention the distance between Kattapana to Kottayam, so we will not say that in millimeter, because that is a very smaller unit only. But for that, what we used to use? We used to use kilometer. Okay. From here to Kottayam, 100 kilometer, otherwise 200 kilometer, or here to Delhi 5000 kilometer. Like that, we used to say that in kilometer. So in order to measure longer distances, we are depending on kilometers. In order to measure smaller distances, we are depending on millimeter or centimeter we may use. Then how can you measure the distance accurately? How you are able to measure the distance of an object in an accurate manner, that we are going to study now. Suppose if you want to take the measurement of this textbook, your science textbook is there. If you want to find the length of the measurement, okay, the length of the textbook, if you want to measure, what you used to do, you have, suppose if you are using, you want to measure the distance of this textbook in centimeter, means you have to take the centimeter part of the scale first. Okay. You have to take the centimeter part of the scale first, then you have to keep it near to the textbook. Okay. You have to keep it so close to the textbook, and when we are placing it, you have to see one thing. Here in this scale, after 0, little bit space is there. Okay. First measurement is starting from 0, and before 0, little space is there. You don't start from the correct end of the scale, you should not start. After that, again little bit space is left, then only 0 is starting. So the end of the textbook, you have to you have to place the starting point in this 0. Okay. Then afterwards, little bit space is left here. Don't keep up to the last part of the scale. You have to keep the 0 on the starting point. Okay. 0 of the starting, 0 0 in the textbook. You have to keep it as a starting point, and from there you have to count. Now 0 to 1, I told you that is 1 centimeter. Again 1 to 2, like that when you measure, you can observe here in this textbook, your science textbook length is starting from 0 and it ends in 27.6. So that is the correct measurement. Again, after the scale here, now I told you the length of the scale is 30 centimeter, and here the length of the scale after 27.6 some more distance is left. So correct measurement of this textbook is, according to time, you can also measure this. Correct measurement of correct length of your science textbook is starting from 0 and its end point is 27.6. So that is a correct measurement. So one more thing is there, whenever we are finding out the correct measurement, if you want to find out the correct measurement, you should keep the scale very close to the textbook or very close to the object. You have to keep it in a straight manner. Suppose if you want to measure the distance, you should not keep. You have to keep the scale here in a straight manner. You have to keep. Then you have to find out the measurement, and you are not supposed to do the scale in this slanting position. Okay, if you are keeping the scale in this slanting position, you will not be able to get the correct measurement. So first thing, the object to be measured, you have to take the scale, and the object to be measured should be kept very close to the textbook. Okay, very close to the object. Then you have to find out the calculation. Starting from 0, you have to count, and the ending point you have to see where it exactly ends. That area you have to see, and while you are seeing, by keeping the textbook like this, you should not see, or after keeping the textbook and scale in some other place, you should not see. Your eye, the point to be measured should be same as of your eye level. Okay, same as of your vision's level, you have to keep it. Then only we will be able to get the exact measurement. Okay, after keeping it somewhere far away, when you measure, you may not be able to get the correct measurement. You will not be able to get. So the first thing you have to observe, whenever we are finding the measurement of an object, first of all, you have to keep the measuring instrument. It may be a scale, or it may be a tape or something, whatever it may be. It should be kept so close to the objects to be measured. If you want to find out the measurement of the textbook, you have to keep the scale so close to the text. Okay, the second point you need to do is, you have to keep the scale in a straight manner. Okay, you have to keep it in a straight manner, not by keeping it downward or in a slanting position. You should not keep. Again, another thing you have to see, suppose this is also a measuring scale only, and this measuring scale, the starting point around 5 millimeter, this is damaged. Can you see this clearly? Okay, this small portion, it is already damaged, and this from this if you are using such a damaged scale for measuring the distance, what you have to do means, from which area is damaged, that area you have to leave, and suppose up to 1 centimeter is already damaged, then you can start exactly from 2, and instead of starting from 0, you have started from 2 centimeter you have started. Then the end portion you have to find out. Suppose you have started it from, instead of starting it from 0, you have started this first 2 centimeter, it is already damaged. So this first part you are not able to use for measurement. Then you need to start it from second. You have started the measurement from second. Then the tip, what is the measurement you have to see. So in order to get the accurate measurement, what you need to do is, from the final measurement, you need to minus the first reading. From the final reading, suppose final reading I got 30, and we have started the measurement from the second centimeter or second position, that is. So we have started from second. Instead of starting from 0, we have started from second. In that case, the final reading what you got is 30. Then what will be the actual result? You have to minus first reading from final reading. Final reading you got 30, and you have started it from 2. Then final reading is 30 minus 2. Then what will be the result you are getting? You will be getting 28. Then the correct measurement is 28. Okay. So that is the way you have to do. Suppose if you are using a damaged instrument to find out the measurement, the damaged portion you have to leave, then start from a particular correct position you have to start. For example, if you are starting from 2 and the final measurement we are getting 30, then in order to find out the correct measurements from the final reading, you have to minus the initial reading. Then you will be able to get the correct measurement of the distance. Okay. So that is a way of finding out the correct measurement of any objects. And one more thing is there, whenever we are finding the measurement, the measuring point, the reading to be measured should be in your in the level of your eye. Okay. The reading measurement should be in the level of your eye. You should not keep it like this and you should not watch, and you should not keep it down somewhere and you should not watch. You have to take the objects to be measured in the correct level of your eye, then you have to observe. And if you are keeping it far away places or in any other position, there will be a chance of getting error in the evaluation or the reading. And that error which is occurred due to the wrong positioning of your object to be measured is known as parallax error, we will say. What is that called? Parallax error. Parallax error means it is an error occurred due to the wrong position of the objects to be measured. Okay. So what to do in order to get correct measurements? We need to keep the object at the correct level of your eye, then we will be able to get the correct measurement. In your textbook, one diagram is also given there. Two persons are observing from two different places, and the person who are observing from two different places, they will not get the actual measurement. And the center portion, there is another person is watching, he will be able to get the correct measurement, and his eye level is correct towards the object.